Guys, this is Preeti and you're watching my Solution. In this video, I'll be teaching you the musculotendinous cuff or rotator cuff. Four muscles forms these cuff, that is supraspinatus, infraspinatus, teres minor and subscapularis. Above the spinous process there will be a muscle known as supraspinatus. Below the spinous process of scapula, infraspinatus muscle will be there. Teres minor, not major, minor, subscapularis. The significance of these cuff is to stabilize the shoulder joint. That larger head of humerus is present only in the shallow groove, that is glenoid cavity. This rotator cuff stabilizes the shoulder joint. It holds the large head of the humerus in a shallow glenoid cavity. Glenoid cavity is a shallow thing. Further, it is efficiently holded by a fibrocartilaginous ring known as glenoid labrum. This is purple thing is a glenoid labrum. It holds the head of the humerus into this efficiently. And this is a ligament. The green color thing represents the ligament. These are four muscles, that is in the anterior side. This is subscapularis, this is supraspinatus, infraspinatus and teres minor. The mnemonic to remember is SITS, SITS, supraspinatus, infraspinatus, teres minor and subscapularis. You have to write this will be asked for a 5-mark question. You have to write origin, insertion, now supply and action also to get more marks. The deltoid I'll deal in a separate video. I'll say all these rotator cuff muscles in this video. Supraspinatus, infraspinatus, teres minor and subscapularis. Supraspinatus and infraspinatus are multi-pennate muscle, like medial part of the deltoid muscle. These two are multi-pennate muscles. And supraspinatus in the supraspinous fossa, medial 2/3. Infraspinous muscle in the medial 2/3 of the infraspinous fossa. Both are same thing, but this is in supraspinous fossa, this is infraspinous fossa. This is supplied by, this is inserted, this is the origin of these two muscles inserted into the all three muscles like supraspinatus, infraspinatus and teres. Sit muscles are inserted into the greater tubercle of the humerus, but in superior facet supraspinatus, middle facet infraspinatus and inferior facet teres minor muscle will be inserted. Insertion is done and the origin of these two muscles is done. Then teres minor in the we consider this as a scapula. This as a scapula, this is a medial border, this is a lateral border. In the lateral border upper 2/3, if we divide this into 3 parts, and upper 2/3 here it provides insertion for teres minor muscle. This is a teres minor muscle. It provides insertion in the lateral border, of the scapula, upper 2/3 part. And then this provides origin for teres minor, and this is inserted into the inferior facet of greater tubercle of humerus. All these three muscles are inserted into the greater tubercle of humerus, but supraspinatus in superior facet, infraspinatus in middle facet, teres minor in inferior facet. And these muscles are supplied by the nerve supply also you have to write, and then actions also you have to write. Subscapularis, origin and insertion I'll discuss, then nerve supply and then actions I will discuss. Subscapularis muscle will be below the scapula, as the name suggests. Sub means below, scapularis below the scapula. This is also medial 2/3 in the subscapular fossa. All these three muscles are in the fossa. This is in supraspinous fossa, this is infraspinous fossa, this is in subscapularis fossa. Everything in medial 2/3. And subscapularis muscle is supplied by both upper and lower subscapular nerve, and this is inserted into the humerus, lesser tubercle of the humerus. If you take humerus, this is the head, neck, the greater tubercle. This is the lateral most part, greater tubercle. Anteriorly will be lesser tubercle. It is inserted into the lesser tubercle. Subscapularis is inserted into the lesser tubercle of the humerus, and this is supplied by upper and lower subscapular nerve. The root value will be C5, C6 and C7. This is from the posterior cord of brachial plexus. Axillary nerve supplies deltoid muscle and teres minor muscle. The root value will be C5 and C6. Axillary nerve root value C5, C6, as is it also arises from the posterior cord. And supraspinous muscle is supplied by suprascapular nerve. Root value will be C5 and C6, and infraspinatus is supplied by suprascapular nerve only, because supraspinous and infraspinous muscle both will be above the scapula. This is a scapula. If you take this as a scapula, this is a supraspinous fossa. This is spinous process above the spinous process, supraspinous fossa, infraspinous fossa. The supraspinous muscle will be present above the spinous process. Infraspinous muscle will be present below the spinous process. So both are present above the above the scapula. So suprascapular nerve only supplies both the muscles. Supraspinous muscle is supplied by suprascapular nerve. Infraspinous muscle is supplied by also suprascapular nerve. Both are present above the scapula. And deltoid, as I already said, this part I'll discuss the deltoid thing. I'll discuss in another video, another separate video. And actions, I'll go through the actions of rotator cuff muscles. Supraspinatus muscle initiates the abduction. Abduction means taking the arm away from the medial, this rib cage. That we call as abduction. Supraspinate muscle initiates the abduction, and so it abducts the arm from 0 to 15 degree. From 15 to 90 degree, it is abducted by the deltoid muscle. So it initiates the abduction from 0 to 15 degree. Infraspinate muscle helps in lateral rotation of the arm, whereas teres minor also helps in lateral rotation of actions of these infraspinous muscle and infraspinatus muscle and teres minor will be same. Lateral rotation of the arm. And subscapularis muscle adduct the arm. Adduct means getting arm close to the rib cage, and medial rotation of the arm. Suprascapularis helps in abduction and medial rotation of the arm, and it also helps in all these muscles, these rotator cuff muscles are all involved in maintaining the stability of the shoulder joint. So they helps in holding the humerus, large height of the humerus in a shallow glenoid cavity. Thank you for watching. That's all.